All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Kevin from OneClass. Today I'm going to walk you through a couple of economics questions, probably 10 to 12 or so, over the next hour. A little bit about me. I completed both a bachelor's and a master's degree in economics, and I also work as an economist. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the solutions our junior tutors have provided, add anything to it if need be, and hopefully give you the background knowledge to answer these questions on your own successfully. So switching over here, we can see the first question here is going to read as follows. The highest form of competition is called A, a monopoly, B, monopolistic competition, C, perfect competition, or D, an oligopoly. And our junior tutor has provided an answer here, and they've said that there are two main types of market structure in economics that are perfectly competitive market structure and imperfectly competitive market structure. The imperfectly competitive market structure are those markets where there is no competition or minimum competition in the market. This comes in various forms like monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic competition, etc. On the other side is a perfectly competitive market structure, also known as perfect competition, which is a market structure that is the highest possible competition. Therefore, option C is the correct option, and option C reads that the highest form of competition is called perfect competition. And while this answer is correct, I'm probably just going to walk you through a couple of characteristics of a perfectly competitive market, probably draw it out for you in the short run and long run, and anything else I can think to add. So we'll start by listing out characteristics here, and there is quite a few of them. Characteristics. That's a C, barely. All right, so for the first bullet point, we're going to have that all producers are price takers. And what this means is that all firms in the industry have no influence over the price of the goods they're selling. They take the market price and they need to sell at the exact same price. They have no market power to influence the price. So they are price takers. All firms in the market are selling homogeneous products. This means they're selling products of similar quality, essentially indistinguishable from each other. Think if you go to the grocery store for mushrooms, they're all just mushrooms. Like they're really not any different from one another. There's nobody selling notably better, more expensive mushrooms. So we've got all homogeneous products. Free entry and exit. This is also known as no barriers to entry. That means markets can enter, sorry about that. That means markets can enter and exit the market freely. So barriers to entry are pretty common in a market structure like a monopoly, where there's some difficulties to entering the industry. In a monopoly, sometimes there's something called a natural monopoly. Perhaps one firm owns something needed to create the product, etc. But in perfect competition, there's just free entry and exit. Another characteristic is perfect information. This essentially means that there's nothing that buyers know that sellers don't, and vice versa. So perfect information. Good example of perfect information is like when you order an Uber. You can see the driver's rating, you know everything about them, and they can see your rating when you order the Uber. So if you have a low star rating, they're going, damn, I have to drive these menace kids around, and vice versa. Fourth would be many buyers and sellers. And this essentially means that it's a large market. product is in demand, etc. So many buyers and sellers. And lastly, no transaction costs. An example of transaction costs is like for some kind of situation where maybe you'd have to hire a lawyer or something along those lines to get what it is you want to complete a transaction. Maybe like if you're buying a house, for instance. No transaction costs. I'll give you guys a couple seconds here to take a picture of this, the characteristics of a perfect competition. Perf comp. I'll give you guys 30 seconds or so to take a picture. And after this, I'm going to graph it and kind of show you how perfect competition changes between the short run and the long run. We'll move on now. So this is still question 1. And first I'm going to draw a short run diagram for you. Quantity and price. We've got marginal revenue moving down. This is going to be our demand equal to the price. We've got marginal cost, which first slopes down and then slows up. And then our average total cost, which is U-shaped. And a perfect competition we're going to produce where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. That's this point here. So if we go down, our Q, we can drop, and that's our P. And in the short run, it is possible for firms to make a positive economic profit. So this is our price. And if you notice, we drew this over from the average total cost curve, and the difference is where it's possible for them to make a positive economic profit. Profit I'm just going to denote with the pi symbol, which is pretty common in economics. So short run, you can make a profit if price is greater than average total cost. Similarly, they'll have zero profit in the short run if price is equal to average total cost, and they'll have a negative profit or a loss if the price is less than the average total cost. So I'll give you guys a second to take a picture of this before I move on and draw another one. Still on question 1 here. And here I'm now going to draw the long run of perfect competition. So quantity always goes on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. And here we've got a flat horizontal demand curve. This is because firms are price takers. They can't set the price. And all firms in the long run are going to produce at the point where the marginal cost is equal to the demand, which is equal to the average total cost. Here I'm going to drop down. This is our Q star. This is our P star, and our equilibrium is right here. And so essentially what happens is if in the short run there are firms that are making a positive economic profit, if you remember, there are no barriers to entry. So this means that new firms are going to enter. The supply curve is going to shift to the right because there's now a larger supply. The price will be driven down until the point where there's no incentive for new firms to enter because they would start taking losses. And that's how you arrive at our long run equilibrium. Just going to write demand, demand is horizontal. Demand is horizontal because firms are price takers. Because firms are price takers. Give you guys a quick second to take a picture of that one. Then I'll probably move on to the next question. I don't think I have anything else to add to that. Over here, we're going to say, excellent answer. This is correct. And we'll move on to question 2.